She knew. 3 years ago, she knew. Maybe 4. Maybe longer than she wants to admit out loud. She felt it. That shift. That moment when the relationship stopped growing and started just existing. And she stayed anyway. Not because she was weak. Not because she was stupid. Not because she had no options. She stayed because she loved something. Maybe the person. Maybe the potential. Maybe just the version of that relationship she remembered from the beginning. Today we're talking about why women stay too long. And I'm coming with love. But I'm also coming with truth. No face, no case. Let's go. Let me be clear about something before we go any further. This is not a video about bashing women. This is not. It's all her fault. This is not that. This is a real conversation about a pattern that keeps brilliant, capable, loving women stuck in situations they outgrew. Sometimes years before they can actually see it. Reason this conversation matters because staying too long doesn't just hurt the relationship. It hurts her. It costs her time she doesn't get back, peace she deserves sooner, energy poured into something that had already run dry. And the worst part, most of the time she already knew. She just had every reason to stay that felt bigger than the truth she was sitting on. Let's talk about those reasons because they are real and they deserve to be named. Reason number 1. She was in love with who he used to be. This is so common and so painful that I need everybody to sit with it for a second. The man she fell in love with, the one who showed up, who was attentive, who made her feel chosen, that man was real. He existed. That wasn't her imagination. But somewhere along the way, that version of him faded. And instead of accepting that, she started the project of getting him back, trying harder, being more patient, being more understanding, giving more. And here's the truth nobody says. You cannot love someone back into who they used to be. You just can't. If he changed, that's the information. Staying in a relationship with the memory of a person instead of the reality of who they are right now will drain you in the ways that take years to recover from. She built her identity around the relationship. When you've been with someone for 3, 5, 7 years, your lives get tangled. Mutual friends, shared spaces, family that treats him like family. And somewhere in that tangle, a woman can lose track of where she ends and where the relationship began. So when it starts to fall apart, the question is just, do I love him? It becomes, who am I without this? That question is terrifying. And that terror keeps people in situations that stopped serving them a long time ago. But hear me clearly, the woman you are outside of that relationship, she didn't disappear. She just been waiting, and she's worth going to find. She thought she could fix it if she just tried harder. Women are natural nurturers. That is not a weak, that is a superpower. But like every superpower, it can be turned against you. The same instinct that says, I see you struggling, let me help. That same instinct can convince her that a broken relationship is just a problem she hadn't solved yet. She reads the book, she starts there, she has the conversations, she makes the changes, and she watches him not match her effort over and over again. And still she stays, because leaving feels like failing, like she didn't try hard enough, like she gave up. But let me ask you something. At what point does trying harder becomes abandoning yourself? There's a line between being committed and being complicit in your own unhappiness. A lot of women have crossed that line without realizing it. She was afraid of starting over. The older we get, the heavier this one becomes. Starting over means dating again. It means explaining your story to someone new. It means the possibility that what you want might not happen on the timeline you planned. And that fear is real. I'm not dismissing it, but I need you to hear this. Staying in a wrong relationship doesn't stop the clock. It just fills time with the wrong person while the clock keeps running away. Fear starting over has kept more good women in dead relationships than almost anything else. And the cruelest part, every year she stays out of fear is a year she could have spent building something real. Sometimes she stayed because leaving would mean admitting something she wasn't ready to admit, as she saw the signs early and ignored. The first red flag wasn't 3 years in, it was 3 months in, that she knew who he was and chose to believe she could be the exception. This isn't about shame. We have all done this, myself included. But there's something powerful that happens when a woman stops outsourcing the blame entirely and asks herself honestly, and when did I know it? Not to beat herself up, but because that honesty is the difference between leaving and learning versus leaving and repeating the same pattern with someone new. The goal isn't just to get out. The goal is to get out and not come back to the same situation wearing a different mask. Because everything I just said about patterns and accountability, none of that changes the fact that what she went through was real. The love was real. The investment was real. The hope was real. And grief for a relationship that didn't work out, even one she stayed in too long, is legitimate grief. It deserves to be honored, not rushed. You are not weak for having loved hard. You are not foolish for having believed in something. You are not behind because your timeline looks different than you planned. What you are is someone who now knows herself better than she did before. Someone who knows exactly what she will and won't accept. Someone who has been through the fire and still standing. That is not a woman who lost. That is a woman who leveled up the hard way. So here's what I want you to walk away with today. The question is not, why did I stay so long? The question is, now that you know what you know, what are you going to do with it? Are you going to stay in something that's already over because leaving is uncomfortable? Or are you going to trust yourself enough to walk towards something that actually matches who you are? The answer to that question determines the next chapter of your life. Stop waiting for it to magically get better. Stop waiting for him to become who he was 5 years ago. Stop making yourself smaller to keep the peace in something that stopped growing. You already know what you need to do. You know for a while. No face, no case, just the truth. Leave in a comment, tell me how long you stayed after you knew. I'll see you in the next episode.